Hey, YouTubers, it's your boy Domination. This is Back of the Basics. You're gonna do this is how we do text, baby. Man, does back. You know what it is. Know what it is. The all the place, 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 all the place. Go get it. All the place, all the place, all the place. Go get it. All the place, go. All the place, all the place. Go get it. It's right back of the basics. You're gonna do this is how we do text, baby. Man, does back. You know what it is. Know what it is. Real man rise up. Fake man rise down. Real one rise up. Fake man rise down. Practical preach on. And today's topic to talk about is there's only place you never gonna get it, ever gonna get it is right back to the basic. I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's this video right here. Only place you ever gonna get it is right back basic. I want to show y'all something that in this video that we're gonna watch, and I'm gonna give you my commentary, the specificaries about this video. I'm gonna say to this: people gonna talk about you the day you gone, and the rest of this in this world. You have ignorant people in every other race. That goes to Latinos, Asian, Middle East, Black, and everyone else, even including white folks. They're gonna say something, and guess what? We do even my folks do it as well. Asian, Latin, everybody does it. It started forgetting from the home, the way it was been taught. But they know they've been living a lie all these years, and everybody else. I never buy this stuff they've been taught all their life. Never. People gonna say something about you regardless. You're gonna find ignorant people in every other race. You're gonna find it. But I'm gonna explain my commentary with this at the end of this video. Watch this video, and I'm gonna give you my take on this. Man, I'm gonna say to this. In this video, I know you wanna. I'm gonna say to this. I understand what the man is coming from. The guy should have never been tweeted what he said. But let me explain to you why most people think the way they do. The reason why most people think the way they do is because the way they were raised. It depends. It got something to do with the father or the mother that he gonna believe in society that white is always seen is power static. And I'm not saying every white person, but some of them do need to grow up. I ain't gonna lie, and they wonder why that people look at them the way they look, and they making other white people look bad. For him, let me tell you, the term redneck. Let me explain that to you. A lot of black community do not know what this word came from. The term redneck is come from poor white people that basically they were being enslaved by the Great Britain, by France. If you ever saw that watch a movie Braveheart, you know what I'm talking about. Because the original rednecks was Scotland or Irish. This is why when people say the term redneck, they basically saying white carcasses and North Caucasus. See, there's a difference between white people and black people. Just like there's a difference between black and African. Just like there's a difference between European and white. See, the system, the way they were raised and the way they think like that, they love saying this word, the N word. But as most white people, what that word meant, they can't even tell you where that word came from. They can't even tell you. Just like blacks would not know what the word redneck came from. Let's look at the definition of the word redneck. Racism is a social construct. They're gonna buy the stuff they've been taught. I wouldn't give them the ammunition. I approach him when he by himself because people act totally different when they're around other people. That's what people do. You got ignorant people in every other race. Here the term redneck. Okay, a working class white person, actually a politically reaction from one of from a recent area means in the country, meaning the country, because this is what people meant when rednecks in the high and cheap seats and stomping their feet and hoot and provide and yokel and conservative and reaction and former Yahoo and Hick and hey Saw. That's what the term redneck is. You can look this stuff up because black people always use this word redneck. These rednecks that you're talking about, all they are nothing but dirty whites. That's all they are. They always talking about all this in stuff, but they got some blood in them. But they will never tell you that. They don't even know. They don't even care if you ask me. That's just, it's not all rednecks like this, but many of them are like that. Many of them are. Not all of them. But see, that's giving him ammunition to go there. Look, I understand what this black guy is coming from. See, their words don't affect you, it's their actions. Look at the things they're doing. Because maybe he just doing that just to spite to piss you off. You ever wonder why people do that just to see how you're gonna react? Some people do that. Some people love total with people for no reason. That's just how they are. Cause see that they know that get to you. They know it get to you. I remember I got into my neighbor before I moved in here. They become disrespectful. But as soon as I let some of my anger, that react to me, I heat it and I start snapping. on somebody. What I'm trying to say, this dude, whoever in the video putting this, don't let, don't give people ammunition. Don't react. Approach them into a different manner when they by themselves. They're a wholly different person, and that goes to anybody, because people gonna say something regardless. Yeah, it is a society fault, and parents and schools and all that, because they don't teach them that, but they gotta learn themselves what the value, what means to be a person, what means to be human. Yeah, they gotta overgrow that. People gonna say something about it. Just I understand black community do not like that word, but be honest, we use the word all the time, and we're guilty of using this word, and we don't know where it came from, and we can't expect everybody going to respect us and saying about this word that we find offensive. White folks don't know what that word means. They just saying this word and they don't know what it means. Like the word, black people use the word honky. How many black people actually call white people honky? They don't even know the word honky comes from. This is why the people need to look up racial slurs to find out what these certain words and what they meant, because they don't know. There's racial slurs towards white people. There's racial slurs there's racial slurs towards Asians. There's racial towards Muslim. It's racial towards slurs everybody. You need to find out what the definition of these words. They don't know what it meant. They love to say that N word, especially I noticed rednecks say it. But all rednecks are. What do you think? White trash is. White trash is a whole manipulation of the word white nigger. That's all it is. Don't give them ammunition. I can see if the man he put his hands on you, you have a right to defend yourself to put your hands on back. But all you doing is approving that man's point right there. That's all you doing. I understand that, but it's not just the way the world is in society, because they're guilty of this, because racism is a social construct that promote this idea that think one race is better than the other, and the other race can't be more better than the other race. People need to get off of this I'm superior, I'm inferior now, because all it's doing is destroying not only black, but it will destroy whites. For them to think that somebody's better, ain't nobody's better than anybody. You better qualification and qualification for yourself. I don't care what people think about me. It's their actions that what gets to me. Their words, that don't mean nothing. Anybody can say something, but it's your action will do something. See, words ain't nothing. They say they're gonna do something, knowing they're gonna do it. If you're gonna do something, you're gonna do it. This guy just basically talking just to get this dude riled up, ready to go, and you allowed him to do that. So I let that. It's happened to me, but we need to educate ourselves, and that goes to anybody else. That guy just uneducated, not because he's a red. He just being ignorant. Because for him to say America should be for everybody, but they don't think like that. It's the way they were raised. They wouldn't like if somebody discriminated against them for their color. America got a long way to go when it comes to racism, because it's always going to be more incidents like this, and people got to take responsibility. Everybody. There's racist towards black people just as much as racist towards white people. There's racist towards Muslims and Jews. There's racist towards anyone. Only way to stop this racism got to have a lot of communication and understanding. The problem is miscommunication, misunderstanding. Let's look at the term redneck. Redneck. The redneck. The term redneck is and chiefly meant to use for a riffle or poor white person of the southern states of the southern United States, and can be a generalized and slur term as familiar in meaning to cracker. It's the same thing. And perhaps Lee is the great Georgian in Florida. Hillbilly is absolutely is the great of it as the Abilene, Abilene, and the Zen arc and white trash, but without the last uh uh, uh what, but without the last term is subject of into mortal. By 1975, says that achievement and keep be, and the term has utterly explainable into a meaning beyond the poor, sudden, to refer to a bigot and a communication person, and a legitimate violent conservative. It's an offering to use to attack white sudden conservative. The term is also used the term the term is also the term is also is used is probably to degrade worker class and rural whites that are afraid of it, predated by the urban and appropriate into to be in vindicated liberty. At the same time, some white settlers have reclaimed the word and use it with pride, and to redefine as the self identity. This is what the term redneck meant. The term rednecks, and it showed racial slurs, redneck. The term is characterized of farmers having a redneck caused by sunburn from hours work in the field. That's what the term redneck meant. And the critical from a critical from the 1893, and provide defined as a poor habit of the rhetoric of the district, men who work in the field as a matter of course, practically and having their skin and stained red and burning by the sun. Perhaps is this true of the back of their neck. That's why they call them rednecks. That's why they call them that. And you can read all the rest of this, because this is to show you. Before I'm gonna leave this, by the by the 1900s, rednecks it was in common to use to the design to the political of the facts into the Democratic Party come rise of the poor white farmers in the South, and the southern people. I mean the same people, the same people was also offering calling the hide hat boys, for they ultimate the rich men who was whom of expensive silk hat, and a newspaper notice in Mississippi in August 1891, calling on rednecks to further as the poll as the up and coming and primary election. This is what the term redneck means. These people were slaves. There they were, rednecks. These people were slaves by Europeans and enslaved by blacks. So this is why he said the stuff that he said. But I don't mean by that, because racism is wrong in so many words. It's racism is wrong towards black and towards white. It's wrong for everyone. Perhaps on the 25, the redneck will be here, and the and high healing will be here also, and the inhale seed and the gray, because they be drilling in out there in the fields, in the cornfield, you could say. They've been here too, and the sub-motors and the sub-belling will be here to rebate in their slenderment and treatment. The men who pay 10 and 20 and 30 and I mean etc, and percent of borrowed money will be on the hand, and they were in there. They remember that too. See, this is where the term redneck came from. Basically, it's just like saying make fun of poor white folks. That's what it is. So rednecks ain't nothing but dirty whites, like I said before. Not all rednecks, but most rednecks got some black blood in them. They will never mention this. They will never talk about it. Because so how would they like if somebody discriminated them? They wouldn't like it. They would get angry. See, rednecks is just as much as hated as black Americans. Why you think they hate black Americans? They hate black Americans because they know they're the indigenous people of this land. Just like they hate the rednecks because rednecks was the original white slaves before it was black slave. You see what I'm saying again? We need to start educate children because when they hear these terms and they don't know what it means, you need to wonder why they say these terms. But towards a racist, towards a black person, towards a white person. But some people, man, they don't look this stuff up before anybody said. So, dude, whatever it is, this video goes out to you. I understand what you're going through. I get it. You're going to always have people like that going to say something about you because they not unaware and unknowing. I think a lot of people are guilty with this mindset, but you got to look at that too. There are black people think the same way what this guy is saying because it's not just whites say this, it's blacks too. It's everybody else. And before I go to this, the N word is really meant they trying to say that black community can't communicate with the dead and we are rise from the dead. And basically what they're also saying perform a black man. That's why they say this damn word. They don't know what this word meant. And the word cracker basically been that all whites own slaves. That's a lie. Because if that's the case, there were blacks own slaves just as much as whites were. Yeah, it was whites owning slaves. Yeah, it was. Thanks for the of the government of global elite people. They the ones came up with this scientific racism, and also what that guy said that blacks are invading species. What they're really trying to say that they was the first before everyone else. That's why they say stuff like that. First of all, he don't know that, and second of all, if that was the case, because Caucasian was dark in the early days of Ice Age, but their skin part of different melanin skin in order to make it in the Ice Age. Just like if Africans left in the continent of Africa, they must have left in Africa so much for so long their skin start to dry in out of their skin. They went from a dark person to a light person. It does happen. You got to think about it. It's the same way like a dark Caucasian to a light Caucasian. Think about that. They believe that blacks was involved by apes and monkeys. I don't believe that. That's a lie. Because what they're saying, the modern humans having sex with the modern ape, that's a lie. What it is different melanin, different certain melanin of the skin. That's the problem. This is why some people are racist. I get why they do this. They do this because they interact with something that what they fucking afraid of. They're afraid of something. That's why they do the stuff they do. So, brother, don't worry about it. Keep being strong. You outgrow of this hatred world that we in. And a lot of people need to deserve what they get been taught like that. But you're gonna get that from any other race. Not only that this interact with hate, but our people do it too as well. And we need to get off of this racism once and for all, because there's gonna be more people gonna buy this racial philosophy and believe. They're gonna believe it. And they know that's a lie because they've been discriminated before anyone else, and now they turn around and somebody discriminate them. But you know the sad part, some of my folks do the same thing. We've been discriminated, but we turn around and discriminate other people. Stop discriminating other people if you don't want somebody discriminated or towards you or towards anyone else. And that's all I gotta say about that. And we need to look at ourselves as a right to be a live a right for a human being. And that's all I gotta say. Don't hate anybody. Hate the actions, what they do, not just their words, their actions. Don't hate their skin tone. Hate the kind of person they is and how they are and how they brought up. But not who they is, who they are, and where they come from and how they come from the world. We all different, but we all the same underneath and under all. Peace and one love. All right? All right. Stay strong. It's your boy Domination. This is Back of the Basics. Y'all gonna do this is how we do text baby. Until next time, all right? All right. Peace and I'm out.